Congressman Shri Thanedar, Democrat from Michigan, just dropped 7 articles of impeachment against Donald J. Trump. And we're going to go over them right now. Let's do it. Article 1, obstruction of justice and abuse of executive power. We're talking about Trump denying people due process, conducting unlawful deportations, like the case of Abrego Garcia. He's defied court order, weaponizing the DOJ to go after his political enemies and his personal grievances, and ignoring a 9-0 unanimous Supreme Court ruling telling him to facilitate the return of a deportee, Kilmar Garcia. Now stay with me, guys. I know this is a behemoth of receipts. We're gonna show them all. Article 2, and it's got a fancy name, usurpation of appropriations power. It claims Trump unconstitutionally redirected funds without congressional approval. Can you say, Doge? This clearly violates separation of powers because Congress has the power of the purse, not the executive branch. And it's so ludicrous because he redirected funds just to fulfill his personal and political goals, in no way, shape, or form benefiting Americans. Doesn't that piss you off just a little bit? Article 3, abuse of trade powers and international aggression. This one accuses Trump of imposing tariffs without legal authority, disrupting global trade, and risking economic instability. These actions are seen as overstepping executive trade powers and provoking international tension. Article 4, violation of First Amendment rights. Basically, he went after lawyers and journalists and critics. They have protected speech under the First Amendment, but Trump said, I don't care, I'm gonna go after you anyway, which is totally unconstitutional. Article 5, which is basically Doge. They're like, bro, you can't just create a new department. It's an unauthorized government entity, bypassing congressional oversight. It's viewed as an unconstitutional expansion of executive authority. Believe it or not, the president can't just create a government department through executive order. And Congressman Thanedar's calling him out for that. Article 6. This one's probably the most important. You know how presidents have to divest from their businesses and other sources of income? Well, Trump is doing the opposite of that. This article is for bribery and corruption. He's using his status as president to personally profit, receiving emoluments and selling people access to Donald Trump through his meme coin. Don't even get me started about Trump coin. These actions prioritize personal enrichment over public interest. And Article 7, to tie it all together, tyrannical overreach, accuses Trump of consolidating power to undermine democratic institutions, including attacks on judicial independence and voting rights. It's a broad charge that frames